Hello everybody and welcome to another Beyond All Reason video. We are on the map Bismuth Valley today, and this time it is not a 1v1. So as we zoom on out here, we can see it is a 4v4 with some pretty big names as well. So let's go over the teams quickly. So at the bottom corner here we have Hellhound playing Cortex. Then after that, we have Autopilot. Very, very big name, especially in the 1v1 scene. I think he's currently ranked 1 in the 1v1 scene. Further up here, we have Coffee Conceder. And finally, for Red Autopilot's team, we have Droid. So all Cortex with the exception of Coffee. And on the opposite side of the map, we have Watch Me Do This, playing in green as a martyr. Moving further down, we have, that is a right pain in the butt name, Oral Ni Dizicus. I'm just going to call them Oral, Blodir, and finally Izyard. We've seen Izyard on the channel a couple of times as well. Both Izyard and Blodir here playing Cortex as well. So a lot of Cortex here today. And as we zoom on out on the map, now obviously we haven't really seen this map on the channel before due to the fact that it's a team map and not a 1v1 map. Supposed to be 8v8s and supposed to be lane based, as you can kind of see lines being drawn here, which would be the lanes that you would be taking. But with there being less players, obviously those lanes are kind of split in half, and you can see the players choosing to do that already. It is, I was going to say, it's somewhat interesting that like Izyard didn't start here, for example, or Hellhound, but the reason for that is being this is a triple max, that's a double max, so why would you choose a double max when you can get a triple? Basically. I thought for a brief second that was 4.8. But no, it's just 1.8. Yeah, so there's no reason why you would choose to go here rather than here. Although it would help you being able to react to help Blodir out if need be. Coffee able to get some ticks past, although they will get caught before actually able to inflict any damage. Given some information though, which is useful. When we look at the OS of the players here, we got a 58 for Autopilot, 57 for Hellhound, 39 and 36 for Coffee and Droid. And then Blodir's team of 59, 45 for Watch Me Do This, 43 for Izyard, and 37 for Orani. So Blodir's team does have a average OS that's higher, I guess. It's got 240s. Whereas Autopilot's got 250s, but then got 230s. It's close. It's a close matchup regardless. So it's going to be somewhat difficult to keep up with this. And part of me doesn't want to use the picture in pictures, but then it also might be useful to have them on Blodir and Autopilot. But actually, you know what? We're going to do that. Just because they are the top players in the game. And although not necessarily for me, it might prove useful for you guys watching. So on the top, we have the Cortex versus Armada matchup here. We've got a huge bunch of grunts forming up versus pawns and ticks. Now, this is a very strong lineup here versus what's over here. So he could make use of this and start being aggressive, but nothing just yet. Coffee, on the other hand, going up against a huge group of grunts with only a couple of pawns, and that is losing out to him big time. His commander is a little far behind, maybe out of a help. The grunt wall of Droid here making some decent attempts, managing to pick up one comp, but as they walk into the commander, the LLT goes up, and that numerical advantage that they had has been very heavily destroyed now. Coffee has done a good job at stopping Oral from being able to get past on a bit of a run by. Meanwhile, down at the bottom, we have Blodir versus Autopilot. Both players playing it safe for now. Autopilot's factory is way back here, whereas Blodir has gone for a forward position here, starting pumping out them thugs. Now, there's a lot of metal on this map, so it kind of makes sense. You could maybe argue that vehicles might be a good choice with how flat this bottom part is, but it will make it difficult for him to be able to impact other lanes, whereas right now, if he goes bots, he can help impact other lanes when they're needed. And now Autopilot's going to be made aware that the thugs exist. We may see him starting to switch out from Resbot. Oh, no, from Grunts, I was about to say, but no. Nice attack here by Hellshound. Managed to take out most of Iziad's army. Runs into an LLT, which is unfortunate, but with armed metal extractors all over the place and some LLTs, it's going to be hard for Hellshound to find a gap here. Yeah. This thug push is slowly whittling down the forces of Autopilot, especially when he's just holding them off just to the side there. Autopilot's starting to build his own thugs now. Having to fall back. He wants to go in and D-gun. That's what he wants to do. He needs to be careful though. He's going to lose too much health here to these thugs. Already down almost 25% health here. As Blodir is just thug walking forward, healing his thugs up as he goes, trying to eat that metal. But as he approaches Autopilot's front base here, it's going to be harder for him to be able to do that. Thugs are priority targeted on Autopilot's commander. As we quickly switch over here, we can see that Hellshound has gotten the high ground here over Iziad, which make it difficult for him to be able to control this area down here. Meanwhile, Iziad has found a bit of a hole. Saying that, so has Blodir as he tried to get around the back of Autopilot, but luckily enough, Coffee is there to protect. Oh, but a couple of Iziad's forces do get by, manage to get an LLT. Not an LLT, get a metal extractor rather. And this is a pretty close fight here. One thug has died. Blodir losing a couple as well. Mixing in a couple of rocket bots here into the mix with the thugs to try and just get a bit more range damage. Meanwhile, at the top, it's kind of gone stale. Nothing really happening there. Transition over to Tech 2 to try and get some value. Same with Coffee and Oral here. Nothing really happening as both people send their forces down to assist with the Blodir and Autopilot lane. Autopilot rushing Tech 2 here. Needs to be careful. Blodir already now Tech 2 as well. And is Blodir about to get surrounded as Coffee comes in with forces from behind, diving in on the thug army. Hoping to get some damage done. Does deal a decent amount, to be honest. Oral makes the most of that attack though and pushes in against the Centurions. And Centurion down, but able to hold the line, and now Sheldons are starting to make their way onto the front line from both parties here. Meanwhile, at the bottom, Hellshound losing ground rapidly as thugs of Iziad have managed to make it up onto the top area here. And Shurikens also proving some problems. Hellshound coming in with a bombing run. not spread out enough to really impact it. Fighters need to take out these shurikens. Bombers have just kept going though. All of the solar production there get taken out, but with no fight support, these bombers are not going to last long. And that's pretty much all of the bombers dead. Meanwhile, over here, Autopilot desperately holding on. Sheldons versus Sheldons. Hellhound looks like he's mostly the first one to fall with no factory left at all. He does have an air factory further back and has gone with shurikens of his own here, but he doesn't have enough fighters, and these shurikens are going to get mopped up. Luckily enough, they'll get mopped up after they've dealt with what they need to. But just look at the amount of Sheldons that Blodir has. Oh, we're seeing a spy bot come out. We're going to see a scuttle added to the spy bot for both players as they just march past each other in the front, neither knowing who is who, or where they are rather. All that build power attempted to be kept on that sumo, trying to keep it alive, but now that it's all focused on the commander instead. Oh, there's the bed bug from Blodir. Blodir's comm looking pretty weak. At the top here, we've got a good amount of Quakers and some Tigers here against Hounds. Quakers will do better. Coffee still in the Tech 1. It's not looking good, but Blodir creeping ever so further forward towards the Tech 2 lab of Autopilot. He has been able to catch a couple of Sheldons there. These spy bots basically are being used right now to provide vision. Oh, Coffee with a good push through. Large amount of raiders. The question is how much damage are they going to be able to inflict? Oh, and they get the Tech 2 lab. Tremendous. Very nice play there by Coffee. His opponent did follow, but still enough damage dealt that that's basically helped bring Autopilot back a little bit. Oh, the spy bot almost gets taken out. Yes, and as the spectator notices, yes, he does still have the build power, so he can get back up online relatively quickly. But as we can see, Blodir having some energy issues now, which he's fixing pretty quickly here. On this side, however, Hellhound is doing okay, but he's got Sheldons on its way, and Hellhound has no Tech 2 yet. Another push here from Coffee right into the front line of Blodir. Able to take out a lot of the Sheldons, but with now a Persecutor on the front line, this is not going to prove good for Autopilot at all. Coffee's been doing really well. The lowest OS on that team, and yet has been doing extremely well. This force needs to do something. We either push in, kill Watch Me Do This, or maybe even flank down and try and take out Oral. Unfortunately, these vehicles are just moving way too slow on this steep terrain here. It might not look too steep, but it is. Going up this part, it is.
Commander destroyed.
Nice. Gets Watch Me Do This as commander. And with a banisher in the mix, they'll be able to outrange the hounds. Coffee is now getting pushed back. Can't really stay on Tech 1 too much longer. Could really be doing with a Tech 2 con or something from Droid perhaps, but no. Nothing as of yet. Meanwhile, on the opposite main lane, should we say, Arbiter's doing some decent work here at taking out the statics. Very little unit numbers left from Blodir. Hellhound struggling to hold on, but Iziad's comm very, very low, down to 20% health here, having to fall back in order to stay safe. This is the lane of worry, though. Coffee doing well here, trying to push Oral back. Mass Tech 1 units going in against the Sheldons, but Fiends now starting to show up. They are going to make very quick work of that. These Tigers desperately trying to walk back up the hill, but so slow. Bad to see all of these guys get EMP'd. Ooh, wasn't enough. Almost got them. We look at economy, still pretty close. Just chaining up persecutors apparently. What can... Oh, some good vision from Blodir here, but what can Autopilot see? Autopilot doesn't know the persecutors are there, and now with two of them up. That is not good. Artillery walls just basically the center. Hellhound versus Iziad is looking pretty stable. Iziad being extremely ballsy here, marching his commander right up.
Destroyed.
Tries to self-D to catch the army of Hellhound, but misses. Hellhound army is still pretty low, but did sacrifice a comm there, and now it's 2 comms to 4. A intrusion measure system has been spotted, so the spy bot will now be visible when it moves, so he needs to be careful. Not that he knows that that's been built. Just right here. Oh, it looks like Autopilot's going in. Oh, or not, as the Sumos march back instead. It looked like they were going in. Meanwhile, on the opposite side here, Coffee is finally Tech 2 on his own. Droid, although was doing really well at one point, is now slowly losing ground. Maybe focusing on building too many statics. Good EMP, manages to get the banisher. But with the Persecutor built, it's a bit of a different story. It's going to be hard for Watch Me Do This to make much move. Watch Me Do This needs to recap these mexes quickly. There's a lot of wasted metal there.
Commander
right now.
destroyed.
Oh. But the commander managed to get caught out by the Persecutor pop-up spam. And I think Autopilot's going to struggle here. You can see he's expecting to lose here. He's trying to eat this advanced Geo so that he doesn't lose everything. These Persecutors are just within range of a lot of build power and the Tech 1 factory. With the commander gone now, although Blodir is not really using his, Blodir is just position himself right in the front here. He needs one of his teammates really to be able to help, but Unfortunately not in the back, making an AFUS. Oh, switching to a Serb on the front line. Good call. Maybe a bit too late though. It is in range of this last Persecutor that was built. It's not going to be enough. Too many Sumos. And the march goes in. There goes the build power and the factory. Would have been interesting to see that serve maybe earlier. Oh, but the bombing run from Droid. Where's he going with it? Petrol factory down again, but lots of build power still there. And gets mopped up pretty quickly here by Oral's fighters. Oral with some Tech 2 as well now, with some Shivas on the front. Coffee basically with no units left on his front, send them all down to try and help Autopilot. And Autopilot now pretty much out the game, calling the GG, as Blodir is now free to just roam straight through into the back line of Hellshound. Hellshound's commander also about to get taken out by gunships anyway, if he's not careful.
Commander destroyed.
Coffee's commander going down. Hellshound's commander going down. The only commander that would be left would be Droid. And Droid is unable to really make too much of an impact right now, with Tech 3 marching up his line. Yeah, well played. Blodir doing really well. So many Persecutors. Why so many Persecutors, Blodir? Why? Well, I hope you all enjoyed this 4v4. A little bit different. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.